I was just talking to you. You told me it's a very, very busy day for you, is it not?
Yes, it is. Nice group I have.
Yeah.
After today's game, we travel down to Rochester for the boys' finals of the Region 1 against Caledonia.
Aside from that, your girls' team here in the state tournament, you're driving back and forth from Lake City every day.
That's right, Jeff. We're going up and back every day, hour and a half, trying to catch some sleep in between. And it's been kind of a hard week. Of course, last week was just as bad because we did 4 games last week and 4 games the week before, and it could be 3 games next week.
We hear all about the players here in the tournament, but the band has a lot to do with the success of teams. They get the crowd fired up and that sort of thing, don't they?
We kind of think that the pep band that we have helps our team win. We enjoy supporting the group. It's fun going to their games, and I just hope that everybody supports the band programs around the state of Minnesota because they truly are a benefit to the athletic events.
How much practice do you have to put in? You're out at so many games, you probably don't get much time to practice, do you?
Well, we don't practice much on our pep band stuff. We are basically a concert band, and next week on Tuesday we have our district competition. We haven't rehearsed our tunes since March 2nd, and I don't know how well we're going to do, but we're going to try our darndest. But last week we did put in a couple of hours of work on our pep band music, yes.
What's the favorite song of all the band members? Any one favorite?
Well, we've got a couple of Ipso Funko is a good one, and the one we're going to do, Beer Barrel, is a favorite of the crowd. It was our favorite tune back in '78 and '79 when Randy was on our team and we won the state tournament those 2 years.
All right, I'm looking forward to hearing it, so why don't you just turn around,
okay,
take charge, and let's hear the Lake City Band play as we throw it back upstairs.
Lake City's going to need all the pep they can get because they are hobbled. Their top scorer, Beth Blee, is doubtful, I understand, Judy.
Yes, in the first round game against Benson, she had a hyperextended knee. Did not play yesterday, and it's doubtful whether she'll play today.
And then we have Kay Solars, who averages about 9 points a game, has had a good tournament. She is limping.
I talked with her mother this morning, and her ankle is very sore. She was hobbling around the hotel this morning, and she is questionable also.
I think the big story for Lake City is can they stop the Walters sisters? No one else has. Cheryl has 20 and 17 points in the 2 games in the tournament, and sister Lisa has 21 and 18 points.
2 outstanding forwards, and they both can come up by the free throw line and take the nice shot. It'll be the 2 Walters sisters against the balanced scoring that we've seen with Lake City.
It was Shannon Springer who picked up Lake City yesterday, and I think a lot of that weight's going to fall on her shoulders today. Schreiber's had a pretty good tournament. Point-wise, Janine Muniche, who won their first game, she's healthy.
Fortunately for Lake City, they play 9 or 10 players every game, and really fortunately when you consider that they have 2 starters who might not be playing today.
Let's go down now to public address announcer Dick Stanford.
Played between the champions of Region 1A, the Lake City Tigers, and the champions of Region 4A, the Henderson Tigers. First, let's meet the non-starters for Lake City. 5'8" junior guard, number 10, Jill Weber. 5'9" junior forward, number 12, Julie Orthaus. 5'6" junior guard, number 14, Tammy Seward. 5'5" junior guard, number 22, Judy Detmer. 5'8" junior guard number 24, Jane Weber. 5'9" junior forward number 30, Beth Blee. 5'6" junior guard number 32, Jody Detmer. 5'7" senior forward number 40, Janet Yoder. 5'8" senior forward number 42, Lisa Christians. And 5'8" junior center number 54, Deb Steffenhagen. The student manager for Lake City is Donna Warren. And now let's meet the non-starters for the Henderson Tigers. 5'2" junior guard number 11, Michelle Murphy. 5'6" junior forward number 21, Cindy Brinke. 5'6" junior forward number 23, Tammy Fossum. 5'5" sophomore guard number 25, Brenda Brinke. 5'6" sophomore forward number 33, Janelle Trimbo. 5'11" junior center number 35, Amy Byrne. 5'5" sophomore forward number 43, Mary Trimbo. 5'6" sophomore guard number 51, Teresa Kalo. 5'8" freshman center number 53, Stephanie Felix. And 5'8" freshman forward number 55, Vicki Chadwick. And now here are the starters at forward for Lake City. 5'10" sophomore number 44, Janine Muniche. At forward for Henderson, 5'10" senior number 41, Cheryl Walters. At forward for Lake City, 5'10" sophomore number 52, Lisa Heitman. At forward for Henderson, 6' junior number 45, Lisa Walters. At center for Lake City, 5'11" junior number 50, Kay Solars. At center for Henderson, 5'11" senior number 31, Jane Pieper. At guard for Lake City, 5'6" senior number 20, Amy Schreiber. At guard for Henderson, 5'4" senior number 13, Janet Ryder. At guard for Lake City, 5'8" senior number 34, Shannon Springer. At guard for Henderson, 5'7" senior number 15, Ellen Hines. Coaching the Lake City Tigers, Sean Sweeney. Coaching the Henderson Tigers, Ryan Bremen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the cheerleaders from the Minnesota School for the Deaf in Faribault proudly present the colors and will sign the national anthem. All the girls are high school students and they're under the direction of Cheryl LaFollette. Our national anthem will be played by the Henderson High School Band under the direction of Philip Baird.
That was one of the most beautiful and most meaningful versions of the national anthem I believe I will ever see.
You know, we should also point out, since we do have students here from the Minnesota School for the Deaf, one of the outstanding players in the state of Minnesota this year was Angela Kuhn. She joined the all-time list of top scorers. She is now 5th in career scoring in the state of Minnesota.
Lisa Walters jumping for Henderson. Lisa Heitman, reserve, being brought into duty because of injuries, jumping for Lake City. Henderson with a basketball, and the A championship game is underway. Reiter, their playmaker. That's number 15, Ellen Hines.
Our 2 injury questions have been answered. Beth Blee is on the bench. She hobbled out when she was introduced as one of the non-starters, and Kay Solars is starting.
Here's a shot up over Solars. That was Pieper. Loose ball picked up. No good by Cheryl Walters. Ellen Hines. A little bit to the right side. Reiter chases it down. Henderson still has it. They've had 3 shots at it here in the early going. We've just opened up play. This is for the Class A championship. State of Minnesota. Traveling. Judy, what is the student population cutoff to separate AA schools from A schools?
Well, right now we don't have a student population cutoff. What's being done is they're taking the top 128 schools in terms of enrollment. That's AA, and the rest of the schools, almost 400 schools are in Class A. There might be a change coming up where we're looking at enrollment instead.
That shot was by Solars. Shannon Springer. She had 13 points yesterday to lead Lake City past Janesville. 44-38. Traveling is called.
I'm sure one of the reasons you're asking that, Tom, is because Henderson is one of the small schools. Their enrollment is only 94 students.
Lake City with 355. The officials, Dwayne Mettler from Mankato, Lonnie Schwartz of Virginia, Minnesota.
Tom and Judy, I've got scores from earlier in the day for those people who haven't been listening in up until now. Class AA Consolation Championship, Chaska defeated Duluth East 47-36. In the Class A Consolation Championship, Eden Valley Watkins 42, Benson 37. And then a barn burner we just finished up. 3rd place in Single A, Janesville 57, Chisholm 56.
Air ball went out of bounds. It'll go to Henderson. Still no score. 6:16 remaining first quarter. First game went right down to the wire, and somehow you feel Chisholm's going to be back because they returned all or most of their starters, including Judy McDonald. They lost that 3rd place game by a point to an excellent Janesville squad, the Golden Bears. There's a shot up left side by Hines, and the loose ball pulled out of there by Solars. Solars limping a bit, but still rather mobile. She has a bad ankle, injured it last night. Trying to get inside is Shannon Springer, and she realizes she must do that, and we have a foul on Ellen Hines.
We're going to watch the replay on this. Here's Shannon Springer going into the lane, and you can see she picks up the foul there with the Henderson player reaching in.
Lake City on the shores of Lake Pepin. Beautiful area. Henderson also in southern Minnesota. The rolling hills of the southern part of the state. That's Solars. Got it. First 2 points of the ball game.
Well, her ankle certainly didn't affect her on that one.
Into the front court, Walters' sister. Cheryl Walters, one half of the Walters sister duo. They are absolutely astounding. That was Sister Lisa firing it up. Follow-up was no good, and we got another whistle and a foul. It's going to be on Lake City, I think. Heitman may have gotten it. That's her first. Jane Pieper shooting a couple of shots. Fouled in the act of shooting. It's good. First point of the game for Henderson. Pieper averages 6 points a game. She's a 5'11" senior. Good head fake on the follow-up shot, and it's good by number 45, Lisa Walters. The Walters sisters. Cheryl has had 20 and 17 points in the tournament. Lisa 21 and 18 points. There's a shot by Municky. That's her favorite spot. She won the opening game here in the quarterfinals with a shot like that. The foul is on Kay Solars of Lake City.
Foul number 50, Kay Solars, first personal, second team foul on Lake City.
Municky's shot defeated Benson 50 to 49 in the quarterfinals. I mean, it was right at the buzzer. Palming. Lake City gets it back.
That's the game where we were counting down, hoping that Lake City could get off a shot, and with 1 second on the shot, Janine put it up.
Henderson with a 1-point lead here. Both teams a little bit tentative. You can expect that. I mean, this game is for all the marbles.
They've worked hard for 19 long weeks, and this is the final culmination for that.
Good call by the official, traveling by Amy Schreiber. She had to reach up and grab the ball. There you have one of the many fans who we've had some very good attendance, close to 34,000 going into today's final round.
Let's hope we set a new record this year.
Cheryl Walters turned it over.
A lot of turnovers here in the early going as both teams try to settle down. Both teams are employing a full court press.
Henderson picking him up at the timeline. Shot from the free throw line, no basket, traveling is called.
No basket, traveling violation.
Lisa Christians has just checked in for Lake City.
I'm sure that'll be the start of a parade of substitutes for Lake City. Sean Sweeney likes to play 8 to 10 players.
Can't remember which of the two coaches had the eloquent statement, but they said that we're going to give it 32 minutes of maximum effort here today. That shot is up and good by number 41, Cheryl Walters, right there. Henderson leading 5-2. 3.5 minutes remaining, first quarter. Playmaker Shannon Springer. We featured her parents today in one of our new Summer 11 sidebar stories. Jump ball.
I wonder if her father has regained his voice. He had laryngitis the first day.
Don't even mention that word. I shake every time I hear it. I'm holding up here pretty good here, having a ball. Timeout on the floor with a score, Henderson 5, Lake City 2.
Hasselt live at courtside here at the Met Center. 5-3 the score. I've been watching the battle inside between Kay Solars and Lisa Walters. It's been a physical matchup inside. Both players trying to get good position. Keep an eye on Solars. I think she's going to be a factor a little bit later on in this ball game.
Randy, is she limping pretty badly? You can tell a lot easier down there.
Yeah, she is. She is walking pretty gingerly. She hasn't really done a lot of jumping. Instead of jumping for the rebound, she's been kind of standing, and they've been going over the top of her. But I don't know. Maybe as the ankle gets loosened up later on in the game, she'll start to get off the floor more.
Here's a jump shot falling a little bit short. The rebound is pulled out of there by Jane Pieper. Stop and go dribble. Cheryl Walters. Yes, she got it. And Henderson leading 7-2.
She demonstrated a lot of control on that by really hustling down the floor and pulling up to square up, take the nice jump shot.
The guys on the floor, you get a distinctly different view of the ball game because you can see facial expressions down there, which really can tell you a lot. You cannot see those expressions up here.
As a coach, I'll firmly agree with that.
That last shot was by Solars. It goes out of bounds, and Henderson gets it back. They lead 7-2, 2:41 remaining, first quarter. Full court press by Lake City. They may be hobbling, but they are going to give Henderson everything they have, including a full court press. Janet Ryder. Cheryl Walters. Good-looking feed to Hines, and a jump ball will be called. I tell you, the folks that come into this state tournament, they have a ball. I mean, they just really enjoy themselves, and that is what it's all about.
Tom, if you notice on that last play, you saw Solar. She didn't get up off the ground. She kind of stood as the ball went over her. As I said before, she's not really doing, she's not jumping very well at all.
Randy, you know something else I noticed down there? The ice is covered by some kind of material. I mean, my feet are still frozen.
It's a nice view down here, though.
It's probably the best, but for our purposes, it's best that we be up here and you guys be down there. We're at 2:05 left to go, first quarter. Henderson leading 7-2. It's been kind of a quiet first quarter. Both teams getting the feel of the game. Janet Ryder. 13-footer is cammed by Cheryl Walters, and she has 6 points. And Henderson leads 9-2. Going out of the ball game is Lisa Heitman, and Christians comes in. Lisa Christians.
Tom, there you get a look at the Lake City bench and Coach Sean Sweeney. I tell you what, he looks real neat and proper right now. The tie's done, the coat's on, but before long, as you remember last night, that coat will be laying on the floor again, probably have the tie undone. He's a very animated coach. A lot of fun to watch the coach.
That ball went off the fingertips of Janine Municky, and Henderson trying to inbound against that press. That's Janet Ryder. R-E-I-T-E-R. Cheryl Walters. Good fake. Nice looking jump shot. Went up nice and square, flicked the wrist. Henderson with the ball. Traveling. A minute 13 remaining first quarter. 9-2 Henderson.
Lake City having trouble getting in there for the defensive rebound because they're trying so hard to box in those Walters sisters and concentrate on denying them the pass that sometimes it's hard to get ready for the rebound.
Traveling again, and they'll go the other way.
Lake City has to cut down on their turnovers.
I think that was a good point, Judy, about the rebounding. They're having problems getting position. It seems like, to me, that they're getting outsmarted as far as getting position and getting set up inside.
Oh, that's a beautiful looking pass, and it cashed in. Lisa Walters got the bucket. She has 4, and Henderson now has jumped off to a 9-point lead. We're under 50 seconds in the first quarter. Boy, that's what you call getting in behind the defense. To perfection, Janine Municky.
That's called a backdoor play.
Finding the seam in the zone, as Bud Grant would say. Oh, wow, she had a wide open shot, but chose not to take it. Alley-oop. And not getting it is Lisa Walters. We have a foul on Municky, her first.
There we see Sean Sweeney trying to explain to his team, trying to cut off that pass to the inside. And it's really a tough job when you've got two sisters like the Walters sisters, Lisa and Cheryl, that are so dominant inside. It really puts a lot of pressure on those forwards for Lake City.
For Lake City, number
11-4 the score. Henderson jumping off to a lead here in the early going. Lisa Walters averages 17 a game. $12-4 the score. We have more basketball coming your way next week with the boys tournament beginning Thursday at 2 locations, Williams Arena and the St. Paul Civic Center. Coach Jim Dutcher, University of Minnesota, will join us as our expert analyst. We like working with you coaches, Judy, I'll tell you. That's the end of the first quarter with a score. Henderson 12 and Lake City 4. Sweeney in his 4th year doing considerable substituting. It's now 13-4 Henderson. We've just opened up the second quarter of play. This is for the Class A championship. state of Minnesota. It's been kind of a slow-down game so far. Trying to get that ball into Heitman. Got a shot off, and Henderson. Janet Ryder. That's Janet, the playmaker. You need those little guards out there making things move for you. Henderson holding the ball a little bit long against that defense. You have to snap those passes around. No basket is foul before the shot. It's on Springer, her first.
You can watch here on the replay a pass to the inside, and Shannon Springer has to come across from the weak side to try to help out and picks up the foul. You know, one thing when you double team the players like they're doing with the Walters, that means that someone else on the Henderson team is going to be open, and Henderson has been able to find that open player.
That's Jane Pieper, 5'11" senior, averaging 6 points a game at the free throw line for the Henderson Tigers. All of 94 students at Henderson High. Got it. And they lead 16-4 here.
The double dilemma right now for Lake City is they haven't been able to get their offense on track, and at the same time at the other end of the court, they can't seem to stop Henderson.
Both teams having trouble really penetrating each other's defense, especially so for Lake City because of the Walters sisters and, of course, Jane Pieper. Shot rolls off. Rebound by Cheryl Walters. And they race into the front court. They do not want that defense to set up. But now they realize they do not have a play, so they set it up. Ryder. That's Fossum who just checked in. Tammy Fossum. 5'7" junior. Lake City with the ball. Solars. Shannon Springer. That rolls off, and Solars battling on those boards. A nice job of tying up the ball. She'll jump with Lisa Walters.
Lake City's doing a good job of getting some nice shots. They're not way out. They're in close, but they're just not falling.
Springer battles for it and gets it. 16-4, Henderson. 5:50 remaining in the first half. Lake City just can't seem to get on track.
You know, Tom, Lake City kind of reminds me of Spring Lake Park last night. They're getting some shots, they're just not falling for them.
That was Lisa Christians, and we're going to have a foul. It is on Solars, her second.
That's a good analogy. It gets real frustrating when you're not shooting well, and it just affects your whole game.
You begin to think about your shooting. You get mechanical. You start grooving your shots instead of it being natural. 5:42 remaining in the half. Missing the free throw was Cheryl Walters, and Lake City will try to get it going again. They've scored only 4 points, and we are well into the second quarter. Substitution getting ready to come in for Henderson. Timeout on the floor with the score. Henderson 16 and Lake City 4.
Lake City huddle strategizing and trying to get back into the game. This is a big day for Lake City basketball. Tonight, the Lake City boys team is in the Region 1A finals down at the Mayo Civic Center in Rochester against Caledonia. As I understand it, they've got the buses waiting and ready to go. They've got box lunches for the band, so they'll be all set to take off after, hopefully, what they would think, I guess, Lake City takes the championship here.
Hey, they're going all out. The Lake City radio station is even bringing in Randy Brewer to do color in that ball game. And who better qualified than Randy Brewer? I tell you what an impressive athlete. Lake City trying to get it going, and they're called for traveling. Henderson leading 16-4. We have 5:13 remaining. See a couple of fans here in the stands. We have some authentic Valley girls in this game, the Henderson Tigers and the Valley Conference, the champions. Fossum Tried to work a give and go, but was covered nicely by Lake City. Henderson content to work the ball outside. Lake City not that anxious to come after him. They're in a person-to-person, man-to-man, one-on-one. And that shot is good by Tammy Fossum.
Basket by number 23, Tammy Fossum.
First two of the game for her, and Henderson now leading by 14 points. Lake City changing the lineup, trying to get something going. Traveling is called on Kay Solars.
Well, on that turnover, we've got Coach Sweeney with his coat off. His tie is gone.
We wondered how long that would last.
Oh, his tie is still on. I'm sorry, he's got a bow tie on today.
We know it's going eventually. There's a pool, I understand, at several towns around the state as to exactly what time the tie comes off.
The Sweeney strip. Can I say that on TV?
Oh, what the heck. It's all in good fun. Traveling. 18-4, Henderson leading.
There's Coach Sweeney.
Out of the ball game, Shannon Springer for Lake City. Coming into the game, Judy Detmer. And we're going to have a foul. Going over and getting some instructions is Jill Weber, another of the substitutes. Tell you, Coach Sweeney is not afraid to bring in a lot of players off that bench. The foul was on Weber. Her first.
The Lake City team has 2.5 sets of twins. Aren't you going to ask me how they get 2.5 sets?
Well, I kind of did a double take on that, but what do you mean by that?
They have Jill and Jane Weber, Judy and Jody Detmer, and they have another twin, and the second half of that twin set does not play basketball.
That foul is called on Amy Byron. Just checked in for Henderson, her first. Detmer, Judy Detmer checks out of the lineup for Lake City.
That's her first personal, second team.
Tom, another thing you might want to keep in mind, Shannon Springer has not been a factor at all in this ball game. As Lake City gets their 6 points, she is now sitting on the bench. Yesterday, she was doing it all for him. So that's another sign that they're having some problems.
That basket was by Amy Schreiber, and that's what they're going to have to get, some out-court shooting. They have not gotten any of it to this point. There's a shot from the left side, is no good by Henderson. And there's a timeout on the floor with the score, Henderson 18 and Lake City 6.
18-6 the score. Lake City is really going through their lineup, trying to find that right combination.
They've already used 9 players so far, Randy, opposed to just 6 for Henderson. And you know, Sean Sweeney's in a situation here where he's got to put some people in and hopefully get something going, and at the same time talk to his starters on the bench and get them turned around.
Absolutely.
Jump ball, Kay Solars for Lake City, jumping against Lisa Walters Henderson, and the ball is pulled out of there. A jump ball again. Neither team a high-scoring machine. Lake City averages 51 a game. Henderson averages about 59. Neither of them right now exactly tearing the cords off the basket. They're both a little bit tentative, and Lake City, as Jeff and Randy just mentioned, they're experimenting. They've had 9 players in the game trying to get something going, the right combination. Henderson with the ball and a 12-point lead. We're nearing the 3-minute mark. Second quarter. That's Hines. Racing out of there and having trouble holding on, but they have it. That was Jill Weber.
I think Lake City can count itself fortunate in that Henderson has not taken advantage of all the turnovers and missed shots. They're only up 18-6.
That was a good-looking shot. The shot of the game by Kay Solars right there. Bad ankle and all. 10-point lead, Henderson. They have the ball. 2.5 minutes left to go in the half. Janet Ryder. Alley-oop. Oh, that's what you call a real alley-oop. I mean, really hit the deck on that one.
That's a dangerous play where someone could get hurt quite easily.
Wow, I hope she's okay. She was shaken up. Lisa Walters. It was an alley and a whoop and landed on her back. She's okay. Shaken up though.
As Lisa was going up to get the pass, Kay Solars undercut her, pulling the legs right out from under her and putting her right on top of her.
Solars got the foul, and that's trouble for Lake City. There is trouble in Lake City. Solars with 3 fouls. First shot is good by number 45, Lisa Walters. Lisa with 8 points, 3 out of 4 from the line.
There we see Kay Solars on the bench with her coach.
Calm and cool, the sisters Walters of Henderson. They lead 20-8. Okay, that zone is on the person with the ball very quickly. If you have the ball, you become very popular to those people wearing the black jerseys. Nice play to save it. Did she save it? It will belong to Lake City. Off the fingertips of Ellen Hines.
Henderson is putting up one of the best zones that we've seen. There's tremendous movement in it, keeping Lake City way out.
Shannon Springer. And an errant pass goes out of bounds, intended for Lisa Christians.
Come on, Lake City, let's go!
Lake City not giving them that much room. They're going to make them work to get it into the front court. There's a shot no good by Cheryl Walters, and we're going to have a jump ball. Shannon Springer will go to the line with Lisa Walters of Henderson. This is for the Class A championship. In case you missed it, it was Janesville over Chisholm for third place, 57-56. The great one. There's a dandy-looking shot by Jane Pieper, number 31. And you see the score, 22-8 Henderson. We're under 1:30 now left to go in the second quarter. Kay Solars, or I'm sorry, rather Municky had that. Solars in foul trouble, is on the bench, being protected right now. They need some out-court shooting badly. That shot was no good by Lisa Christians, and Henderson's Janet Ryder. Lead pass, Cheryl Walters, no good, and a jump ball. It'll be Lisa Walters of Henderson jumping with Shannon Springer.
We're certainly seeing why Henderson is the only undefeated team in the tournament.
Mona Sarda of Janesville, our outstanding star who had 23 points in that victory over Chisholm, said that she thought Henderson might win this game, but she felt it was going to be very, very close. What a player Sarda is. I'll tell you, she's going to go to Mankato State apparently and play basketball. (22-8) from the free throw line, in and out, Cheryl Walters. Rebound, good, and that shot by Jane Pieper, and she was fouled. The basket counts.
What Lake City certainly didn't need at this point, 25 seconds before the end of the half, is a three-point play.
Foul was on Schreiber, her first.
In for Lake City, number 54, Deb Steffenhagen.
Deb Steffenhagen is in, and going out is Municky. Also checking out of the lineup is Heitman. They really substitute. 24-8, Henderson. Pieper has the three-point play. She has 8 points.
Tom and Judy, I'm sure you've probably noticed number 30 for Lake City, Beth Blee. She's got a left knee, heavily bandaged. It was injured yesterday. And she's not moving well, and there she goes down. You have to wonder Beth wants to play in this game, but you have to wonder why put her in there and risk any further serious injury to that left knee. And now they're going to pull her out of the game.
I think she had to at least find out for herself if she could play or not.
And at least they gave her a chance.
And I think that tells the story. We don't have to add anything to that. She, unfortunately, is physically not able. And that, don't think that doesn't hurt when you lose your top scorer, averaging 11 a game. That shot's good to end the half by Cheryl Walters. And Henderson has everything going its way. They've played some slow-down basketball, but they've parlayed that into a pretty big lead here, 27-8. As the team
is from Lake City. Thank you very much. What is your name?
Amy.
Amy, how did you get talked into putting on this Tiger suit?
My sisters, they played they're in high school, and their teacher asked me to be the Tiger.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
All right, thanks very much, Amy. Back up to you, Tom.
Okay, Randy, thank you very much. Randy Shaver down there with a couple of Tigers, a big Tiger and a little Tiger.
Sean, you can't be happy with the first half at all.
We haven't played ball, we haven't hustled, and we're not quitting. We're going to go hard in the second half, and you're going to see fireworks on our bench. That's all I have to say.
What'd you tell the kids at halftime?
Wake up and hustle. Make an effort, at least make an effort. If we're going to finish second best, at least make an effort. And we haven't done that in the first half. You'll see one in the second.
All right, thanks a lot, Sean. Back up to you, Tom.
Boy, I tell you, now that's what you call a lay it on the line statement, Judy. He means business.
Yes, you can tell that he's a little bit frustrated by his team's performance in the first half, and he's really hoping that they'll do better in the second half. They're obviously a better team than they've indicated in the first half. Let's hope that they come out and play well and play strong.
You cannot play this game or any game tentatively, and maybe they've done that, but they've also been riddled by injuries. I mean, they have lost their top scorer, Beth Glee. I really feel sorry for her. She tried to play, but she is just too banged up with that bad knee.
There's a lot of pain with that hyperextended knee. There you see her on the bench. She's icing it now.
It was so badly for her, I tell you, that it's just to get to the state tournament and have something like that happen. And here's a turnover in Lake City. Let's see if the coach is going to fire up his team. Apparently, he had some things to say in the locker room.
Knowing what Sean Sweeney's performance is by the courtside, you can imagine what that locker room was like.
The Irish temperament. Shot fired up, Municky, and a foul is called on Henderson. Henderson leading 27-8.
There's Coach Sweeney.
Foul was on Lisa Walters, her first. Solars up and in. So they draw the first basket here in the second half. They trail by 17. There's a steal. Municky wisely slows it down. Schriever, shot Solars. And it is pulled out of there by Pieper. Janet Ryder into the front court for Henderson in black. They just opened up the second half. Alley-oop feed is knocked out of bounds by Kay Solard. Good defensive play. They are moving around a little quicker down there, the Lake City Lincoln Tigers. Hines to Ryder.
Tom, a couple statistics that tell the first half story. 22% shooting for Lake City in the field. Solars with 3 fouls. Lisa Walters with 9 rebounds and balanced scoring, with the Walters sisters combining for 17 and Piper for 8.
I've got a couple of welcome home ceremonies to announce, Tom, while we have a chance. Lake City, March 20th, 1:30 p.m. at the Lincoln High Gym. And Janesville, Saturday, March 19th, 9:15 in the evening at the high school gym. A caravan will form at Sullivan's Corner at 9 p.m. in Janesville.
All right, so we have the welcoming committees now. We have a foul called. It is on Kay Solars, her 4th foul, and that is going to hurt Lake City's chances quite a bit. She comes out of the game, and into the game, Lisa Christians. The weight is now on Lisa's shoulder. She's a 5'8" senior, apparently plays quite a bit. 27-10, Henderson. We are at 6:39 left to go, third quarter. This is for the Class A championship. Janesville took third place, 57-56 over Chisholm, behind Mona Sarda's 23 points. Jump ball.
Lake City doing a nice job on defense here to start out the second half.
Hines jumping with Shannon Springer of Lake City. Lake City controls a tip. Fast break, Heitman, yes! 27-12. Henderson by 15. The Lake City crowd also pumped up. Head fake. Shot no good by Lisa Walters, and a jump ball. And Sweeney's off the bench. He wants to get in the game, I tell you.
I've never seen a coach work so hard as he does in a game.
Tip control by Lake City. They're beginning to grab a little bit of the momentum. Shannon Springer. There's a shot. It rolls off. It was fired up there by Lisa Christians, and we have a foul. It is on Lisa Walters, her second. Neither team in the bonus.
Lisa Walters, that's her second personal foul, second team foul on Henderson.
Second team foul. Good inbound play. Ooh, wow. Heitman missing a close one there. Munique, ball stolen away. Hines in the front court for Henderson. Lob pass. Shot up. Well, they really worked it in behind there nicely to Lisa Walters.
That was a nice pass from Janet Ryder and a tough one to make.
She has 11. Trying to hit Christian there at high post, coming across, and a foul.
Boy, oh boy, Todd, looking over at the Lake City bench, Sean Sweeney, he's going to lose about 10 pounds today.
Heitman, third foul for Lake City.
I think that Coach Sweeney must be on his own conditioning program in order to make it through these games.
5 minutes left, third quarter, 29-12, Henderson. Henderson will not give up that lead easily. This is too good of a team. They've built a lead. They're going to make Lake City work to come back. Henderson unbeaten. 25-0. Lake City 21-4. That shot good by Cheryl Walters. She has 10. It's amazing. Her and her sister, they just almost match each other's offensive performance. All season long, they both average right around 16 a game. Substitutions will try to pick it up. Schreiber in for Lake City. Weber in, or rather Weber for Schreiber. Driving, Shannon Springer, and it'll go the other way. Timeout on the floor with the score. Henderson 31 and Lake City 12. The big problem for Lake City, they just can't get their offense moving. They scored 4 points in the first quarter and 4 in the second quarter, and you just can't win a basketball game that way, Judy.
No, right now, if we're looking just at the third quarter score, it would be 4-4, and they're not going to play catch-up by staying even.
They are moving around much quicker, being a lot more intense on defense. That's Heitman. Shot from the left side is no good by Lisa Christians, and a foul is called on Shannon Springer, her second.
Tom, you know, looking across the way at both the benches, you look at Lake City, Sean Sweeney down on one knee, shouting instructions, getting very, very angry. And there you get a look at the Henderson bench. Coach Ryan Bremer, he's cool. His team is up by 19. I guess no real reason to get flustered for him at this point.
Henderson working that ball. Shot no good. That was attempted there by Cheryl Walters. Cheryl is 41. Her sister Lisa is 45. And we have a foul called on Ellen Hines of Henderson, her second.
We're going to watch the replay on this as the rebound comes off to Shannon Springer. You see her down on the floor, and as Ellen Hines attempts to reach in, she picks up the foul.
Springer all the way to Heitman. Yes, and a foul. That's what they need to do. They need to penetrate, try to pick up some three-point plays, get Henderson to pick up some fouls.
Fouls on number 31, Jane Pieper. First personal foul.
Out of the game is Jane Pieper, and Fossum comes in for Henderson.
Tom, one thing I think Lake City could do is run on them, run on Henderson a little bit. They substitute so well. They have so many players that can play. They can keep fresh troops in there all the time. They seem to be effective when they get the transition game going.
Well, that was a good-looking fast break by Henderson. Janet Ryder fed it over to Fossum, and she canned it. Henderson leading 33-14. Heitman up, no good. Waiting for the call. Well, they still haven't. Heitman, Lisa Heitman drew the foul for Lake City, and that for Lisa Heitman. Well, she's in real trouble now. She has 4.
That's 2 players now that have 4 fouls. Kay Solars has 4 fouls, and Lisa Heitman, 2 key players for the Lake City team.
That was Solars there, number 50, just coming back into the ball game. So apparently Sean Sweeney is just going to put all the dice on the table with 3:33 remaining in the third period and just say, go for it, gang. I mean, their backs are against the wall.
They have to at this point.
Hey, Lake City, they beat some very good basketball teams to get in here. They defeated Benson at the gun on a shot by Munich, 50-49. Then they defeated Janesville yesterday, 44-38, and we saw how good Janesville is. They defeated Chisholm for 3rd place. And Lake City is here in the finals with a 21-4 record. As we take a look at their record, there are 4 losses. They lost one to Zumbrota. They lost to Austin Pacelli. They lost to Zumbrota again. Zumbrota had their number, and they lost to Casson Manderville.
You know, if we look at the region finals for 1A, we see the score there was Lake City 36, Zumbrota 34.
They beat Pacelli by only 1 point in the regionals. Henderson with the ball and a 33-14 lead. We have 3:28 remaining, 3rd quarter. Tom Ryther along with Burnsville coach Judy Johnson up here. Randy Schaefer and Jeff Passolt from our News Center 11 sports staff. They are at courtside, and Lake City with the ball, trying to get it going. They picked up a little momentum here. And here is a foul going to be called on Tammy Fossum.
Tom, I've got more welcome home information. I already mentioned Lake City tomorrow, 1:30 at the Lincoln High Gym. Janesville tonight, 9:15 at the high school gym. A caravan will form at Sullivan's Corner at 9 p.m. And the Henderson Tigers welcome home ceremony, 7:30 tonight at the Henderson Gymnasium.
Hines out and Pieper in for Henderson. Kay Solars, 5'11" junior. Kay's free throw is perfect. They have scored 7 points here in the 3rd quarter. They were only able to score 8 points in the entire first half. Got it again, so they have equaled their first half output. 33-16 Henderson.
This is kind of a dangerous situation here for Kay Solar. She's right in the middle of the action down here on the press with 4 fouls.
And we have a sideline violation. Stepped on the line, and inbounding for Lake City will be Jill Weber, 5'8" junior. Shannon Springer. Here's a shot by Lisa Heitman. Yes, she got it. They are beginning to, now they have 10 points here in this quarter. And it's 33-18, and Springer almost had the ball again. Henderson will get it back.
Good effort by Shannon Springer. She almost had the interception.
Our coverage of the Boys State Tournament begins next Thursday. I'll be at the Civic Center with University of Minnesota basketball coach Jim Dutcher, and Randy Shaver and Jeff Passolt will be covering Class A basketball at Williams Arena on opening day Thursday. Traveling, Lake City gets it back. The officials, Dwayne Mettler of Mankato and Lonnie Schwartz of Virginia.
It looked like Coach Ryan Bremer didn't like that call. That's the first time he's been up off the bench.
Traveling.
Tom, one thing that I think Lake City has to do is take advantage of these turnovers. It seems like they're not trying to get it all back in one shot. They're looking for the good shot.
Henderson has scored but 6 points here in this quarter, so actually Lake City has really controlled play, and we have a foul. It is on Lisa Heitman of Lake City. Is that it? How many fouls? And she is out of the game. She is fouled out. They had put up 2 on the board, but our expert statistician here, Thomas A. Ryther. What does that A stand for? We'll never tell, will we, Tommy? 33-18 Henderson at the free throw line for the Tigers. Jane Pieper.
Number 42, Lisa Christians in the ballgame for Lake
Coming into
City.
the lineup for Heitman is Lisa Christians.
She'll shoot 2.
33-18 Henderson. Off the front of the rim. Judy, what do you tell your players about free throw shooting? How much free throw shooting practice do you think a player should have every day?
Oh, quite a bit of free throw practice. You want it so that when they get in the game, they're concentrating and it's just automatic.
I had the thrill of doing Illinois high school basketball on radio for several years, and Coach Virgil Fletcher of the Collinsville Jayhawks, the winningest coach in Illinois basketball, had his players shoot 200 free throws a day, even go down in between periods in school, after school, before school. They had to shoot 200 shots. Not all at once, but each day they had to get 200 in, and they were deadly from the line. There's the ball knocked out of bounds. Good defensive play in there by Lake City's Janine Muniche. Janet Ryder will inbound for Henderson. 33-18 Henderson.
Tom, Larry Larson just handed me some more numbers as far as attendance goes. 5,458 today's attendance, and that brings the tournament total to 44,540. Great turnout.
Outstanding. Good looking fake and a drive. Falls off that shot by Lisa Christians, and we have a foul called. I think it is on
Kay Solars, it looks
I better
like.
wait. That could be it for her. That's it. If it is Solars, that's it. She is fouled out, and that is really going to hurt Lake City, but they just about had to go with her. She averages 8 points a game. She had 13 points the first day of the tournament here in the quarterfinals, had 8 points yesterday, and Kay Solars, a junior who will be back, has fouled out. 33-18. Henderson leading here, and Lake City is gaining a little more momentum.
A little bit. It's very disheartening to see 2 players foul out while we're still in the third quarter. And I think that just goes to show the frustration that Lake City is feeling. They're trying to get aggressive. They're trying to get back in the game, and it's a situation that fouls occur more often.
Heitman is fouled out. She's a sophomore. She'll be back. Shannon Springer led their charge yesterday with 13 points. Now there you see a concerned look. They have to be from Lake City, I would think.
I would think so. You know, looking over their lineup, their leading scorer, Beth Glee, is on the end of the bench with ice on her knee. Kay Solars has been averaging 8 points a game. She's out. And Lisa Heitman is a substitute that scores quite often for them. So they've lost a lot of their scoring punch.
Tonight at 7 o'clock we'll be on the air with the AA third place game, and it should be a dandy. Rochester John Marshall 23-1 against Spring Lake Park 19-5. They've been the spoilers in the tournament until they were beaten by Edina last night by 10 points, and then we'll have the championship game. Edina 19-4 against Albany, 22-2. At the line for Henderson is Lisa Walters. So far, she has 11 points. 1-1 in the bonus. Got it. Henderson has been somewhat stymied here in the third quarter. They've scored but 7 points. But when you have a big lead, it really doesn't make you worry that much. It's now 35-18 Henderson. 1:30 left, third quarter. From the line, in and out, and back in again. That's number 20, Amy Schrieber, with 4 points. Into the front court, Lisa Walters. Henderson in no real big hurry to get the play started. Tammy Fossum back to Janet Ryder. That's Pieper. Fossum. It's a nifty play, worked her free down the lane. The rebound is Lisa Walters couldn't get the good angle on the shot, and Lake City has it. Driving is Springer. I think Springer realizes that she has to lead the charge if there is a charge. She is fouled. And
fouls on number 13, Janet Ryder, her second personal foul. Shannon Springer at the line.
I think Fossum got the foul. That's her second. That's right. Fossum with foul number 2. Shannon Springer, averaging 7 points a game. She's a senior, 5'8", misses. And you need to be looking for those free throws along about now when you're trailing by 15 points.
Lake City needing all the points they can get at this time.
You know, they're not out of this game. 15 points at this point is certainly not insurmountable. But you can't catch up missing those free throws. You have to use that as part of your step ladder to get back in it. Henderson now saying, come on out and get us.
They're going to wait for the last shot in the quarter here with 30 seconds to go.
Foul called on Lake City. It's on Munichie, her third. They are just running up all kinds of foul problems.
Lake City is probably hoping to follow in the footsteps of Albany, who was down 21 points to Durham Hall, and they came back and they won that game.
That really was something. Durham Hall, I mean, they had that game won. Albany didn't believe that, though, and they 21 points, they came back and won it. And here they are playing for the AA championship. The free throw by Janet Ryder is good.
After that game, the Durham Hall girls just sat out the locker room and didn't say a word. They were just shell-shocked.
I'll tell you about a ball game I covered a long time ago, and I don't want to belabor Illinois State basketball, but East St. Louis High was leading by 18 points in a big regional game. And here's a foul, no, rather traveling, and Coach Pick Daynard took his first 5 players out of the lineup with 5 minutes remaining. Alton, Illinois caught him. Daynard had to put his first lineup back in. It was too late. Alton won the game. Now that's what you call a night to remember or to forget. Here's Lake City again. Driving. Oh, wow. Missing is Deb Steffenhagen.
They could have used those 2 points right there. Deb making a nice steal, going down and trying to get the layup a little bit too hard off the glass.
Tell you one thing, Sweeney hasn't given up.
No, and he won't either until that final horn.
Lake City with 4 seconds left to go. I don't think they're going to get a shot off. They do not. Tammy Fossum racing there, and time ran out. And that's the end of the third quarter with a score. Henderson 37, Lake City 20.
Center with Randy Shaver at courtside, Tom Ryder, Judy Johnson upstairs. I'll tell you what, Lake City trailing this game 17 points, but the fans haven't given up, and I don't think the Tigers have given up yet either. We talked about Albany coming back last night. There you see, go Lake City. They're behind their Tigers all the way. We've got 1 quarter of basketball left. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I want to ask Judy very quickly, Judy, what would you do Lake City-wise right now? What would be the strategy?
Well, I think that they're really going to have to start double teaming when they drop back down on defense down here, not only on the press, but on these situations like this, because right now, Henderson is going to wait until that good shot. Double team, try to turn the ball over and then capitalize on it.
Here's a jump shot. Good looking balance in that shot by Cheryl Walters, and Henderson's Janet Ryder comes away with it. Back to Cheryl Walters. And a foul from behind on number 44, Janine Municky, and she has 4 fouls on her. There's Coach Sweeney.
Fouls on number 44, Janine Municky. That's her 4th personal foul. At the line, number 45, Lisa Walters, shooting 1-1.
Shot up and good by Lisa Walters. Both of these communities have a great deal of which to be proud. Their teams have been outstanding. All of these teams in the tournament. I don't care whatever community, whether AA or Class A, you make it into the state tournament, you have proved that you are among the best. Dandy looking shot there by Amy Schreiber. Judy, that's what they need.
Amy has put in a couple baskets for them in this half. Let's hope that she can keep it up and get Lake City back in the game.
They need some out-court shooting, and they have Schreiber and Springer who can do it. They trail by 17. Henderson, very deliberate, very calm, looking for the percentage shot. Good position on that one. Let me tell you, Lisa Walters got in great position, got the pass back from Ryder and pops it in with a foul. Called, I guess.
Fouls on number 31, Jane Keeper.
Well, it was on Pieper, number 31, and that is her second for Henderson. Timeout on the floor with a score. Henderson 41 and Lake City 22. We're back live at the Met Sports Center. Tom Ryder along with Burnsville coach Judy Johnson. Next week I'll have another coach sitting alongside, Coach Jim Dutcher from the University of Minnesota, who will be our expert color analyst for the boys tournament.
Tom, we've been giving Lake City a lot of verbal encouragement here to try to get them into the game, but we really should be complimenting Henderson. They just have an outstanding team down there on the floor.
They had to be, I think, a strong favorite coming into this final game, and they have lived up to all expectations. There's a good follow-up by Janine Municky of Lake City. Janine with 4 points. She averages 11 a game. 41-24, 6:42 remaining in regulation.
Tom and Judy, you were talking about the Henderson Tigers. You know, they are such a successful team. 25-0 going into tonight's game. And you know, when teams get that successful, sometimes you tend to overlook them because you just expect them to win games and you talk a lot about the other team. But they're having a great game here this afternoon.
They haven't had that many close ball games as you look down the line here. Really haven't been pressed all that much this year, and there's a reason for that. They're an excellent team with excellent coaching. We have a foul called. It's on Henderson's Byron. There you see the Henderson bench. Coach Ryan Brummer, in his second year, looks to be on his way to a state championship. Free throw is good by Jill Weber. 41-25.
Again, we should point out that Henderson is the smallest school in the state tournament with only 94 students. That means they have a selection of approximately 47 girls from which to get their basketball team.
Driving Fossum almost had herself a dandy there, and Municky pulls away the rebound. Lake City has stepped up the tempo just a bit, and they are down 41-25. Not out of it for sure. They're moving that ball, snapping it around quickly. Henderson playing a one-on-one defense.
And a very tight one at that.
Tough angle on that shot by Jill Weber and pulled out of there by Henderson. That's Hines. Ellen Hines. Hey, Henderson, the kind of team that will not beat itself.
No, they've looked very strong here.
Ryder, yes. She has 4 points. 43-25, 18-point lead, Henderson.
You know, one thing that we've seen today that we haven't seen in the first 2 games with Henderson is the other players doing a lot more scoring. By other, I mean other than the Walters.
Foul on Janet Ryder of Henderson, her second. Shannon Springer will go to the line for the Lake City Tigers. The Tigers against the Tigers. Lake City out of the Hiawatha Conference. And Henderson from the Valley Conference. Lake City came into the tournament unranked. Henderson ranked 6th in the final poll, regular season poll. Springer lays it up there a little bit flat, hits the front of the rim. Henderson gets it back.
Tom, you know, we've talked about Lake City losing 2 of their top players to fouls, but as well, Shannon Springer, who had 14 points in last night's win, has been held pointless here this afternoon. She just missed the foul shot, and you have to wonder what's going through her mind right now. She's trying to get the lid off the basket.
The more you miss, the harder it gets. You become very mechanical in your shooting. There's traveling called. 4:50 remaining. Well, I'll say this. Coach Sweeney of Lake City said, look, if we're going to lose this game, you're going to see us at least come out and play with a little intensity, and they certainly have done that in the second half.
They certainly have made every effort to get back into the game. Really hustling on defense.
Having trouble holding on, Lisa Walters, but she got a shot off, and Janet Ryder comes out of there. Fossum. They cleared out the left side. She went down there, and she was fouled by number 24, Jane Weber. 5'8" junior. Her first foul.
That's her first personal foul.
Coming into the Lake City lineup, Amy Schreiber. And going out is number 10, Jill Weber. Nope. Weber now comes back in, and rushing out of the lineup is Jane Weber.
I was wondering if they were going to call 6 players on the floor there because they had already given the ball to the free throw shooter.
4:23 remaining in the game. Lob pass, good looking shot by Jill Weber.
Basket by number 10, Jill Weber.
In the front court, Janet Ryder. Henderson just content to let the clock tick away. Down under. Strong attempt there by Lisa Walters. Whistle, foul, basket good. Lisa Walters with 19 points.
Fouls on number 54, Deb Steffenhagen.
Foul is on Deb Steffenhagen. First foul on her. 45-27. Henderson looks to be on its way to the Class A championship. This is the first tournament appearance for both schools. In fact, every team in Class A was making first appearance. Well, there's a good-looking drive by Springer, but she had trouble with that. She got all the way in and couldn't get it in. And it has been that kind of a day for Lake City. Fossum. That's Ellen Hines. Back out to Janet Ryder. Hines. 3 minutes left in the game. 3 minutes. And it appears they will be dancing in the street of Henderson. Better make that plural. I'm sure there's more than one.
I know they have a small town, but I don't know if it's that small.
Number 24, Jane.
I never thought there'll be a big celebration in the street of Henderson tonight. A town that has a high school with only 94 students, but I tell you, they are They have fielded a group of excellent basketball players in this tournament. There's an Henderson young guy right there. He's thinking to himself, someday I'm going to play in a state tournament. Lane violation. Coach will get another shot. Ellen Hines playing in her final ball game for the Henderson Tigers. Got it. Well, now that's her first point of the game. And in her final game. Only fitting that she should get into the scoring column. Didn't quite get that one in. We're under 3 minutes now, 2:45. Tip by Jill Weber was knocked away, and Henderson goes the other way. Palming. And a timeout on the floor with the score. Henderson 46, Lake City 27. City, they've had a great year. They ran into injury problems, foul problems. But as their coach told us, if they're going to go down, they're going to go down with a fight. And it appears that's the story here this afternoon.
Tom, Lake City has pulled Shannon Springer out of the ball game now. It looks like she won't be getting back in. Kind of funny, I look across the way here in the crowd. There's a fellow in a white shirt with orange sleeves. It says Shannon's dad. There's only one Shannon on the court, and I'll bet you he's mighty proud of his daughter.
In fact, we featured both Shannon's mom and dad a little bit earlier in our telecast. The waning moments of the ball game. I think the only thing that needs to be decided now is the final score. We have 2:06 remaining. 46-27 Henderson. And at the line is Hines. The foul was on Steffenhagen, her second.
I think we've seen just about the whole Lake City bench at this point.
Judy Detmer in for Amy Schreiber. Or Lake City. Ellen Hines, 1-1. No good. Loose ball save there. Lake City down under, and it is up and in by number 54, Deb Steffenhagen. First 2 points of the ball game. It is 46-29. Steffenhagen on a steal, and she is called for traveling. Reserves now coming in for Lake City. See if we can get all these numbers here. Julie Orthouse comes in, a 5'9" junior. Steffenhagen goes out. Janet Yoder is in, 5'7" senior. Coach Sweeney now clearing the bench, making sure everybody gets in. And a reaching in foul on Judy Detmer, her first.
Also number 22, Judy Detmer, her first personal foul.
46-29 is the score.
Number 35.
Leaving the ball game for Henderson, Lisa Walters, a junior. She'll be back. Her sister Cheryl, number 41, will graduate. And they're going to miss her.
They are.
Fossum's free throw is good. She has 5 points. And that's just about her average. Number 32 coming in, Jody Detmer. We have Judy and Jody Detmer in for Lake City. And now Henderson beginning to clear its bench. Janelle Trimbo comes in, 5'6" sophomore.
Number 33.
And out. This will get a great hand, Cheryl Walters. With 10 points, her sister, Lisa Walters, with 19. The 1-2 punch leading this team to the state championship. A minute 30 left to go.
Two excellent players. Two excellent players. They really did a nice job for Henderson throughout the tournament.
Fouls on number 22.
The exciting game today was the battle for third place as Janesville upended Chisholm 57 to 56 behind Mona Sorda's 23 points. Mona told me after the ball game she hopes to enroll at Mankato State and play basketball. See Murphy coming into the ball game now. Michelle Murphy for Henderson. 20-point lead, 49-29 Henderson.
Just a reminder, Tom, welcome home ceremonies for the Lake City Tigers, March 20th, 1:30 p.m. at the Lincoln High Gym. And for the Henderson Tigers, 7:30 tonight at the Henderson Gymnasium.
There's a nice looking shot by Janet Yoder. Cindy Brinke is also in for Henderson. Going to get all these names in there because the folks watching down in southern Minnesota. Get everybody in who gets in. Give credit where credit is due. We have a traveling violation. We're down to 108. Don't forget tonight, the AA third place and championship game starting at 7 o'clock. Third place game between Rochester John Marshall and Spring Lake Park. And all the marbles on the table between Albany and Edina.
Those should both be excellent contests tonight.
Really. And off the fingertips of Julie Orthhouse, and Henderson gets it back. We have 47 seconds left. Fans giving their teams standing ovation.
Number 51, Teresa
Kalo in. Teresa Kalo for Henderson. That was her with the ball. We're down to 30 seconds. I know what's on their mind right now. Get a point. Somehow get a point.
It's always nice to say that you got scored some points in the state tournament.
And I can tell you what that feeling's like because I've been in that situation where the coach would just soon put the bench in rather than me, but I sooner or later got in, and all I could think of is get a point somehow, some way.
But Tom, we have to know whether or not you did get your points in the state tournament.
Yeah, trying to remember how many points I did score in the first round. I think it was 5 or 6, something like that. I averaged 4, so it's not hard to keep track, you know, when you're down that low. Especially when I was in junior high school. It was tough getting into the ball games. I did more later on. In fact, I actually started. I know that may be hard to believe, but I really did.
We've never doubted your basketball ability.
Oh, yes, but my coach did. 15 seconds left to go in this ball game. 50 to 31. Henderson will win its very first girls state championship. And our hats off to the Lake City Tigers as well. They will take home the second place trophy.
Black ball.
Seconds left.
You can hear the Henderson fans cheering, we're number 1.
And they are. There is no one can dispute that.
They certainly deserve it.
Henderson defeated Waubun 53 to 38 and Chisholm 44 to 36 to get to the finals. Shot up, no good by Kalo. And with 1 second left, we have a foul. And whoever goes to the free throw line, I think that's Janelle Trimble. They know they won the title, but Janelle wants that point.
I've never seen a free throw shooter look so excited.
She has 2 shots, and she knows all she's thinking is just get not an air ball. Look at that, bang, how about that? No air balls now. We don't want that. Not on television, not before the state tournament crowd, and she just canned it, went right in there.
Just adding a little excitement at the end of the game here.
And got it both. I love it. She will never, ever forget that. And that's it. The championship will go to Henderson, Minnesota. And the end of the game, the official final score, Henderson 52, Lake City 31. Okay, you're listening now to the public address announcer, Dick Stanford, and they will have the award presentations to second place Lake City and the champions from Henderson. Here's Dick Stanford.
Are now being presented to each member of the team by Gail Bergstrom and Jody Brandvold. Jill Weber. Julie Orthaus. Tammy Seward. Amy Schreiber. Judy Detmer. Jane Weber. Beth Blee. Jody Detmer. Shannon Springer. Janet Yoder. Lisa Christians. Janine Municky. Kay Solars. Lisa Heitman. Deb Steffenhagen. And Lake City student manager Donna Warren. And now will the captains of the Lake City team please come forward to receive the Class A second place trophy from Superintendent Olson. Lake City Tigers Class A runner-up 1983. The 1983 Minnesota State High School Class A girls basketball champion is Henderson High School. Each member of the official squad receives a gold medal, and the gold medals will now be presented to each member of the team by Gail Bergstrom and Fred Switzer. Michelle Murphy. Janet Ryder. Ellen Hines. Cindy Brinke. Tammy Fossum. Brenda Brinke. Jane Pieper. Janelle Trimble. Amy Byrne. Cheryl Walters. Mary Trimble. Lisa Walters. Teresa Kalo. Stephanie Felix. Vicki Chadwick. And student manager Lori Hagenmiller. And now will the captains of the Henderson champion basketball team please come forward to receive the championship trophy for the 1983 tournament.